So earlier this year, I got a call from my dad that a friend of his had fallen off the roof, a good friend of his. When he fell, he landed on his head, and there was bleeding around his brain, and they weren't sure what was going to happen. Later that night, we get a call saying that he died. All because he fell off a one-story roof with no safety harness on. Now, obviously, that could have been prevented. There's no way in hell it couldn't have. He could have prevented that no matter what. His boss could have prevented that. And that's really the reason I'm here. This happens to more people than you think, and it's important to know how to practice these things and how to do harness safety. It's important to know that it's important to know the consequences if you don't, and important to know why this is a problem and why the problem exists, because it exists because we're lazy. We don't want to take care of it. And I don't think that's fair to say that your life is not worth as much as your job, or is not worth as much as you just being lazy, or you not wanting to wear certain equipment. And that's really the problem. You'll find on side 2 that we're not wearing safety harnesses enough. Whether it be that you don't want to, you don't care about it, it's not important, you don't know how to, we're not wearing them enough. Plenty of people don't wear them on the roof, just like my dad's friend. And sometimes my dad probably. But making sure that they know how to take care of it like his job has done now, theirs is never going to be a problem again. At least I hope. Because not wearing your safety harness can cause death, injury, or long-term lasting effects. You fall and you break your back and you never walk again, what will you do? Who knows? In 2013, according to the National Safety Council, 595 workers died last year from a fall. 47,000 were injured so badly they needed to take time off work. How can you have 47,000 workers hurt and still not force safety harness inspection, safety harness equipment, safety harness, anything? Even from 20 feet, half of those falls were from 20 feet in 2013. 20 feet seems like nothing, like a one-story building. Well, 20 feet is nothing to everyone. 20 feet will kill you. 20 feet will hurt you. 20 feet is not just a look down that's not bad. OSHA says in the construction industry, the number one accident that happens at work is fall from heights. And it also is the number one accident that kills people. It has the most deaths in the construction industry. So why do we continue to risk our lives over something that we know has negative outcomes, we know is not going to be good for us, and we know could end very serious and very badly? So here's why the problem exists. On slide 3, you'll find that employees and employers are not properly trained or have the wrong mindset. Some employers or employees, according to Simplified Safety, use these 4 common excuses for not to wear their safety harness. The first is that it's uncomfortable. Why should we wear it if it's uncomfortable? But why should you let yourself get hurt, even though you could just put it on? Discomfort's okay. Oh well, you do have to deal with it for a couple hours. It's not forever, and it's going to save your life. Second, the limits certain abilities that the workers can do. Maybe you can't bend down as quick. Maybe you can't move as agile. Maybe you can't pick up something the right way you used to, and you need another person. But all that time that you lose doing that is not lost when your life is still here. Third is that it feels less safe to have a safety harness on. Employees feel this way when an employer does not make them feel safe with the products they have brought to them. The equipment doesn't seem reliable, if the name doesn't promise that you can get held up, and if the training was not proper, no employee is going to feel safe wearing it anyway, so why should they? Either way, they're going down. That's how they see it. And the fourth thing is that it adds time and cost to their days without adding value, even though it's give and take on that one for me. I think your life is very valuable, even though you have to take a little more time and it costs you a little more money. But all points are understandable, but what's the risk worth? So employers are even more responsible because they neglect to take care of their employees properly. Some employers don't have the proper up-to-date equipment, don't have up-to-date training practices on their employees. So why do they need them? They're not going to reinforce it. They're not going to do anything with it. They passed inspection already. We're good. Others might not even know that they necessarily need it. They know that they need it, but they might not know how to get it the right way. They might not have a crew of people who really care whether they wear it or not, so it doesn't really bother them. And other bosses might really just not care. Might not be a big deal. But either way, I understand not wanting to spend the money on the equipment. I understand not wanting to enforce it on these people who don't really mind it, who don't really care. But as much as these employees don't really care, their families and their kids and their friends care, and even they care, they just don't realize what you're getting at. Maybe you have to tell them, hey, you know, you could really hurt yourself. Hey, you know, that fall is really going to hurt you. Maybe that's just the backup they need to ensure that they're going to practice these safe practices, and they need to. At the end of the day, though, we just have to fix it. And here's how we do it. So we hold our employers accountable for regular checks. Employers accountable for regular checks. You'll find this on slide 4. We hold them accountable for proper safety checks through OSHA. We make those checks more often, and we do rechecks every time there's an issue. OSHA already does rechecks and checks, but I think if they did it more often, they would cause less people would be doing this. If they just showed up on that job site, less people would do this. It would stop. So, second of all, we require employees to be trained on the fall protection and safety harness use, as well as employers. And we create a bond between the two of them, so that way they can make the smart decisions together. 3, we have proof that it works, and we practice these situations to show the employees that they have nothing to be worried about. Sorry, boss, you're gonna have to fall today. You have to show them that your equipment is proper and that you will not let them get hurt. Otherwise, they're not gonna wear it anyway. And the 4th thing, we hold employees accountable for their unsafe practices in the workplace. If they don't wear their safety harness, they get written up. So many times, they don't have a job. This is important because if you don't enforce it, who's going to? They're not going to do it. They don't do it now. So with these 4 reinforcements, we can ensure that companies, employers, employees, and all their family and friends are happy, safe, and nothing happens to them. Employees following the rules and employers following the rules will save lives. It's serious, and it's very important. Finally, none of us want to lose our lives, and none of us want to lose the life of a loved one. Even if it's not the loss of their life, we don't want to see them hurt. We don't want to see issues or injuries all over a fall that really could have been prevented, that you really just had to put your safety harness on and latch up to. All workplaces with fall hazards need to practice safety and to teach their employees safety. Everyone in the building should know how to properly be safe on the job site. Not only does this benefit the employees and the employers and everyone around them, but it makes it a safe environment that is comforting, and that you know that every day you're going home and that you will come back to work the next day and you will go home again. Your life is much more valuable than the issues that come along with a safety harness or just the rules that come along with it. Thank you.